Silver, a metal that has enriched empires, built cities, and changed the world for centuries. Imagine a gleaming stone emerging from a mountain can draw thousands of people in. A mining belt can shape intercontinental trade. And sometimes, nature offers something so special that a single ingot goes down in history. Today, we will explore the 10 greatest silver discoveries in history. From the peaks of Potosí to the endless plains of Mexico, to the modern giant mines of Australia. Each one is not just a metal, but a story, a legend. Get ready, because on this journey, the glitters will not only dazzle, they will also reveal the secrets and treasures of the past. 1. Potosí, Cerro, Rico. The silver mountain that changed the world. The year 1545. In the Andes Mountains, within the borders of present-day Bolivia, a native shepherd discovered shining stones that would change the course of history. This mountain is called Cerro Rico, meaning rich mountain, and it is considered the greatest silver discovery in human history. After the Spanish conquered the region, Potosí quickly became one of the richest and most populous cities in the world. By the end of the 16th century, Potosí's population had even surpassed that of Paris and London. The silver extracted from this mountain affected not only Europe, but the entire world. The armies, navy, and colonial system of the Spanish Empire were largely financed by Potosí's silver. Even global trade with China used this silver. However, this wealth also had a dark side. Millions of native and African slaves were forced to work in extremely harsh conditions inside this mountain. There's a saying often repeated in history. With the silver from Potosí, a bridge could be built from Spain to Bolivia. Today, Cerro Rico still stands, but its interior is almost completely hollowed out. And this mountain reminds us that silver was not just a metal, but an imperial weapon. 2. Zacatecas, Mexico. The city founded on silver. In 1546, a discovery in what is now Mexico completely changed the fate of the region. This discovery was the Zacatecas silver deposits. When the Spaniards arrived, they found extremely rich silver veins almost at the surface. Such high-grade ore could be easily processed even with the technology of the time. Zacatecas quickly transformed from a mining camp into a strategic colonial city. However, this wealth also brought with it a major security problem. Silver shipments were so valuable that the city was frequently targeted by pirates and indigenous rebels. Therefore, Zacatecas became one of the first cities in history to be specifically fortified for mining. Roads, castles, and military units were built entirely to protect the silver. Throughout the 16th and 17th centuries, Zacatecas operated as one of the largest silver suppliers to the Spanish Empire. The silver extracted from this region reached Europe, the Americas, and even Asia. Even today, the Zacatecas region remains one of the world's most important silver production centers. This shows us that some silver discoveries don't just make history. They continue to produce for centuries. 3. Comstock Lode, USA. America's first great silver boom. In 1859, a discovery in Nevada radically changed the economic future of the United States. This discovery was called Comstock Lode. Until then, there was no large-scale silver production in the U.S. But Comstock Lode, with its near surface and exceptionally rich veins, launched the first modern silver boom in history. Thousands of miners, entrepreneurs, and adventurers flocked to the region. Cities like Virginia City quickly emerged. Salons, banks, newspapers, and even theaters all were established thanks to silver. Comstock Lode was not just a mine. The deep mining techniques, water drainage systems, and safety methods developed there later became standards worldwide. The silver extracted from this deposit became a vital source of funding for the federal government during the American Civil War. the impact of Comstock silver on the industrialization process of the U.S. is undeniable. But like every boom, this one didn't last long. As the rich veins dwindled, cities gradually emptied. Today, the Comstock Lode is remembered as one of the greatest boom and bust examples in American history. And it reminds us of this truth. Silver builds not only wealth, but also civilization. 4. Cannington, Australia, the silver giant of the modern world. In the early 1990s, a discovery in Queensland, Australia, ushered in a new era in silver mining. This discovery was the Cannington silver deposit. What made Cannington special wasn't just its size. It was also an exceptionally high-grade silver deposit found alongside lead and zinc. This made the mine extremely economically efficient. Mining here was no longer done with picks and shovels. It was carried out with high-capacity machinery, automation systems, and advanced ore processing facilities. Cannington became a showcase of 21st century mining. In a short time, Australia emerged as one of the world's largest silver producers. Cannington alone accounted for a significant percentage of world silver production in some years. This discovery showed us an important fact. Large silver discoveries were no longer made by chance, but through geophysical measurements, drilling data, and advanced engineering. Cannington proved that silver is an indispensable raw material, not only of the past, but also of modern industry. 5. Fresnillo, Mexico, the silver machine that hasn't stopped for centuries. In 1554, a discovery in northern Mexico marked the beginning of a mining legend that continues to this day. That place was Fresnillo. What distinguished Fresnillo from other major silver discoveries was this. It was not only a very rich deposit, but also one of the rare mines that could produce continuously for centuries. During the Spanish colonial period, silver extracted from Fresnillo became one of the mainstays of the royal treasury. As the mine deepened over time, new veins were found, and production never stopped. The ore extracted here was particularly preferred for coin minting due to its high purity. Many silver coins circulating in Europe were actually minted with silver from Fresnillo. In the modern era, Fresnillo caught up with technology. With deep mining, advanced ventilation systems, and automation, production increased even further. Today, the Fresnillo region is still considered one of the world's largest silver production centers. This shows us that some discoveries create an explosion. Others work tirelessly for centuries. 6. Kongsberg, Norway, pure silver shaped by nature. In 1623, a discovery in Norway opened one of the most interesting pages in the history of European mining. This discovery was the Kongsberg silver deposits. What made Kongsberg unique was that silver was found not in ore, but directly as pure metal in branching veins. Some silver formations extended from within the rocks like tree roots. These extraordinary structures were so impressive that some of the extracted silver pieces were preserved without being melted down, and are still displayed in museums today. For centuries, Kongsberg was one of the most important sources of income for the Kingdom of Norway. Especially in the 17th and 18th centuries, a significant portion of Europe's silver needs were met from here. However, mining here was not easy. The hard rock structure, cold climate, and deep galleries constantly challenged the miners. Despite this, Kongsberg was operated for almost 300 years. Kongsberg reminds us of this. Some silver discoveries go down in history not for their quantity, but for their unique nature. 7. Broken Hill, Australia, a city born from a discovery. In 1883, a discovery in the Australian interior rewrote the country's mining history. That place was Broken Hill. At first, no one realized anything extraordinary was happening there. but excavations revealed an incredibly rich deposit of silver, along with lead and zinc. Broken Hill quickly transformed into much more than just a mining site. It became one of the most important centers feeding the industrial infrastructure of modern Australia. Even today, some world-renowned mining giants have their origins in Broken Hill. This discovery shaped not only the underground but also the surface. Houses, hospitals, schools, and railways all were built thanks to silver and its related metals. The mining techniques developed at Broken Hill later became the standard in the operation of multiple metal deposits. In this respect, Broken Hill was not only a rich deposit, but also a mining school. Broken Hill still stands today, and it shows us this truth. Sometimes a mine is not just about wealth. It also builds a country's industrial identity. These lands are so fortunate that alongside silver, sheer bars of gold are also discovered here. For this reason, many modern treasure hunters are drawn to this area. 8. The Chihuahua Silver Belt, Mexico. A silver vein stretching for miles. Located in northern Mexico, the Chihuahua Silver Belt is a unique discovery area unlike any other in the world. This is because it's not a single mine, but a giant silver belt stretching for hundreds of kilometers. Silver discoveries in this region began to occur in quick succession from the 16th century onwards. Whenever a mine was opened, a new vein was immediately found just a few kilometers away. It was as if the ground was covered in silver. The mines in the Chihuahua Belt became one of the most important silver sources for Mexico and, indirectly, for Europe during the Spanish colonial period. The silver extracted from here was used both in minting coins and in international trade. The importance of this region is not limited to the past. Modern geological studies show that the Chihuahua Silver Belt still holds significant undiscovered reserves. Even today, this belt is a major area of interest for mining companies. Because here, silver is not a random discovery. It is found as a regional treasure. Chihuahua teaches us this. Sometimes the greatest discovery in history is not a single point. It is an entire geography. Mexico has truly gained a reputation for silver discovery and silver deposits. Here, the silver mountains are literally being emptied. The 9th discovery, Keno Hill, Canada. The legend of high grade. In the early 20th century, a discovery in Canada's Yukon Territory set a new benchmark in silver mining. This place was Keno Hill. What made Keno Hill special was not the size of the deposits, but their exceptionally high grade. In some areas, the ore extracted contained kilograms of silver per ton. This ratio is extremely rare worldwide. Despite harsh climatic conditions and transportation difficulties, Keno Hill quickly became a major production center. Mining continued even in winter temperatures reaching -40 degrees Celsius. The silver extracted from here was one of Canada's most important mining revenues for many years. It played a critical role in industrial and military production, especially during World War II. Keno Hill is still remembered in the mining world with the phrase, "Fewer tons, incredible value." And it shows us this. A silver discovery doesn't have to be huge. It's enough for it to be rich. 10th discovery, KGHM Silver Center, Poland. Europe's giant silver source. Our final major discovery is located in the heart of Europe, in Poland. The KGHM Polska Miedź Mining Center, historically considered one of Europe's largest silver-producing basins. This region encompasses the enormous mining sites of Lublin, Polkowice-Jaroszewicz, and Rudna in Poland. While not solely silver-extracting mines, they are among the world leaders in silver production volume. In KGHM's extensive mining operations, silver often appears as a byproduct alongside copper, but one of the largest silver flows in Europe, and one of the highest in the world in terms of tonnage comes from this center. This region in Poland is noteworthy not only for its modern industrial mining techniques, but also as a strategic center in global metal markets. Here, silver is no longer just a treasure. It stands out as a building block of technology, electronics, renewable energy, and modern manufacturing. Therefore, KGHM fields are making history in world silver production not only with their quantity, but also with their scale of production, technological development, and strategic role. And here are the 10 greatest silver discoveries in the world that changed the course of history. From the peaks of Potosi to the cold mountains of Keno Hill, from giant silver nuggets to miles of silver belts. Each one carries not just a metal, but a story of history, a tale of civilization. Silver enriched kingdoms, built cities, and shaped industry for centuries. But remember, every glean came at a price. The labor of millions of people sometimes transformed into the wealth of empires. In this video, we shed light not only on the magnitude of the discoveries, but also on the stories behind them. If you enjoy these kinds of history and mining stories, subscribe to the channel, and in the next video, let's explore together perhaps the world's greatest gold or copper discoveries. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and share your favorite silver discovery in the comments. See you on the next discovery journey.